Hello students, for JEE Advanced 2020, this is a problem from heat transfer by radiation mode, application of heat transfer by the radiation. In this question, it is given that a totally black spherical space probe. So this one is our space probe which is specified in this question. This one. As per this question, given in this question, right? We have one spherical object. In a simple word, we can see that we have a spherical object inside which energy is being produced. We can see here heating by the source, nuclear energy source of strength I. So inside this spherical object, heat is being produced, energy is being produced, and the energy is being produced inside this spherical object at a rate which is given as capital I, and this is a perfectly black body. Since it is a black body, it will radiate energy in the outer space. This object will radiate energy in the outer space, which, as per the Stephen's law, if we assume that area of surface is capital A and the absolute temperature is capital T, then according to Stephen's law, this rate of heat radiation will be sigma, which is Stephen constant, area, and temperature raised to the power 4. Since the energy is being produced inside this object at a rate which is capital I, the same energy will be radiated in the outer space at a rate specified by Stephen's law. And therefore, you can write down that capital I should be equals to E A T raised to the power 4. That's my first equation. And this is the situation when the object is not enclosed by any other objects. Now, if you further read this problem, then after a certain time, that spherical probe is now enclosed within a thin thermal protection shield. This one. This spherical object is the thermal protection shield around this probe. And the two are now connected by insulating rods. These small straight lines are basically insulating rods which are which act like a connector between the space probe and the protecting shield. We have to find the new surface temperature of this object. Now, if I reconsider the situation as a part of this object, so this is surface of that probe. Spherical probe has this surface, and let's say its new temperature is T1. Let's say its new temperature is T1, and this is surrounded by a thin thermal protection cover. So let's say this is the thin protection cover, and this probe is surrounded by that protection shield. Right? It is a very thin object, and we assume that this protection shield is near to the surface, near to that spherical probe. So if I assume it is very near to that spherical probe, then the surface area here and the surface area of that protection shield can be approximately equal, can be approximately considered to be equal. Suppose that or in other words, in a simple word, still we are producing energy inside this probe. Energy is still being produced here at a rate of capital I. Just think of the flow of energy the energy which is being produced inside this spherical probe will be radiated by its surface, will be radiated by the surface of the spherical probe, along with a new consideration in this situation is this protection shield will also radiate energy in the outer space and in the inner space. The energy which will be radiated in this outer space, just think about this. How much energy is being radiated in this outer space? Earlier, in the absence of when there was absence of the protection shield, then energy which was going in the outer space was at a rate capital I, which was the same rate at which energy was being produced inside this probe. That same energy was going in the outer space. Still the same process will take place. Still the same energy will go in the outer space. But this time the energy will go in the outer space from the outer surface of protecting cover, protecting shield. What I mean, the energy which is going in the outer space has not changed. Still the same amount of energy is going in the outer space, as the source of energy generation is still producing energy at the same rate of capital I. The only difference is earlier the energy was going in the outer space from the outer surface of spherical probe, and now the energy is going in the outer space from the outer surface of that protecting spherical shield. Because of these two reasons, the temperature at this outermost surface of protecting shield must be capital T. We have assumed the area of that protecting shield to be same as that the spherical probe. Both have same areas, and if the same amount of energy goes in the outer space, then the outer surface must have at a temperature of capital T. But that protecting shield is also radiating energy in the inward direction. According to Stephen's law, the rate of radiation depends upon the surface area and the temperature. And this is a very thin spherical protection shield. Since it is very thin, the surface area on the inner side and the surface area on the outer sides are nearly same. And therefore, the rate at which the outer surface radiates energy in the outer space is the same as the rate at which inner surface radiates energy in the inner space. And that should be capital I. Now, what is happening with this spherical probe now? This spherical probe is radiating energy in the outer space. Along with it is receiving energy from the inner surface of protecting shield. So this surface is receiving energy from two ways. One, from the inner surface of protecting shield at the rate capital I, and one which is inside the spherical probe, which is again at the same rate I. So our spherical probe is now receiving energies from two sources at the same rate I, and therefore total rate at which this probe is now receiving energy is 2 times of I, and for thermal equilibrium it must radiate outward the same amount of energy. So it must radiate energy at a rate which is twice of I. It must radiate. Right? I repeat my worry. Initially, the surface of spherical probe was radiating energy in the outer space at a rate I, because it was receiving the energy at the same rate I from inside that probe. But when it has been covered by the protecting shield, the surface of probe receives two energies, one from inside of the probe and other from inner surface of protecting shield. Both are at the same rate. So total rate at which the probe receives energy is 2I, and therefore it must re-radiate energy at a rate of 2I from the surface. And that means by enclosing the probe inside the protecting shield, the amount of radiation from its surface is doubled. Earlier it was I and now it is 2I. The amount of radiation from the surface is doubled. And according to Stephen's law, if the amount of energy from the surface is doubled, it is very obvious that its new temperature must be, in order for radiation to be doubled, its new temperature must be increased by a factor of 2 raised to the power 1 by 4 as compared to the previous temperature, capital T, since the rate of radiation is directly proportional to the fourth power of absolute temperature. So the radiation energy will be doubled if the temperature is increased by a factor which is 2 raised to the power 1 by 4. Right? And by the same argument, for n such shields, the temperature must increase by a factor of n plus 1 raised to the power 1 by 4. Think of it. It's a very unique question from thermal radiation, application of Stephen's law, and thermal equilibrium, and very useful for your JEE preparation. Stay at home, take care, and all the best for your JEE examination.